Hey, it's Nick Lucas. Well done. You found the ad and you have clicked through and come through to this video, which is the pre-webinar training. Now, it's going to be very basic. We'll zoom through it really quickly. I just want to bring you up to speed so we can get going fast when we start the webinar. So the first thing I'm going to show you is Facebook, and you'll be familiar with a page like this. This is my wall or my personal profile. And this is what we put our updates on and our posts on and all that sort of stuff. And it's the personal profile. Now the thing is, it's not relevant to you or me when it comes to advertising for our practice, because no one really is going to visit this personal profile, and you can't run ads from a personal profile. So we don't need to talk about personal profiles anymore. Now this is actually a business page, and no doubt you've probably got one for your practice or your facility already. You go and claim these on Facebook. They're free, of course, and this is what you need to use to run ads, because all ads on Facebook need to be associated with a business page. And so this is what it looks like on desktop. Okay, so it's a business page. The thing is though, is that when you go to Facebook, if you ever go on a desktop, is you don't go to my business page, or no one goes to your business page or to your personal profile. This is actually what people see. They see a news feed. Right? So that's the Facebook newsfeed as it looks like on desktop. This is where people really go and spend most of their time. Let's actually go over some mobile stats so that you really understand where we're going with this. If we look at this, the number of mobile monthly active users on Facebook is 1.7 billion per month are active on their mobile phone. But this is the staggering one, because on a daily basis, there are 1.15 billion people who access Facebook from their mobile on a daily basis. Now, if you look at the number of mobile-only Facebook monthly active users, it means that there's just over 1 billion users per month use Facebook from their mobile phone and do not log in at all through desktop. So in fact, this is what most people actually see. This is a mobile screenshot of the newsfeed. You can see stories at the top. There's your prompt there, what's on your mind, and then of course you'll see all the stuff on Facebook. So there's a friend of mine, Wilco, and that's the first thing I see. If I continue to scroll down the page, I see another friend of mine, a guy I know called Rob, who is an artist, and he's actually doing something pretty cool with his Facebook. He auctions off his art in the comment section. So he puts up a painting like that and then says bidding starts at $1 in the comments, and away he goes. So then the very next thing under that is this guy here, and of course that is the first ad that I see. So I've only had to do 3 swipes really, and I'm seeing an ad on Facebook. And you can tell it's an ad because it says it's sponsored. It's a video ad. If I keep scrolling down, I then see another friend of mine who is put up a post about his seminar that he ran. This is Carl Goodman from Athletes Authority here in Sydney, and he's got a great facility there. And if I go down, underneath that is again another ad. So this is an ad for some kind of technology for meditation. And then if I go under that, it's another guy I know who just happens to have done $1 million in sales in his Shopify store. And so he's very happy and excited all about that. So they're the kind of things that you're familiar. That's what's in my newsfeed, right? And that mix between posts from friends and ads that you get to see. So a couple of things to summarize just from that learning right there is that I don't visit your wall when I log in to Facebook. I don't visit your business page when I go into Facebook. I visit the newsfeed, and chances are I actually visit the newsfeed on my mobile. And so what that really means is that your main task when it comes to increasing awareness about you and your practice or facility and attracting people into your business is that your main task is to put a valuable message inside a relevant person's newsfeed. There's no point putting a message inside an irrelevant person's newsfeed. And that is really the main task. So let's actually have a look at what a relevant message looks like and how Facebook ads appear in mobile. There's a lot of elements to a Facebook ad that you can use. And when you know how to use them properly, it's the difference between a very successful ad and one that really doesn't perform. And even though there are a lot of advertisers on Facebook, most of them are not getting great results with their advertising. And so let's go through this. But you can see that the first thing they lead with is an influential factor called similar others. What they do is they show me other people who I'm friends with who like Muse, which is the particular app or technology that's being advertised here. And so that's the first thing they show you, right? Because it figures, well, if your friends like it, then I'm more likely to have an interest in it as well. So it's a very powerful, very subtle, but very powerful psychological trigger. The next is the Facebook page and the profile photo for that page is displayed. And of course, you can see the word sponsored there so that you know it's an ad. The next is the post text, and this is where you can try and using copy, which we call copy, it's copywriting, to entice people to click or take an action on the ad. Now, as much as a lot of people put a lot of effort into the copy, the more important thing is actually the post image. This is what is going to stop people in their tracks as they're swiping on their phone. The image, we know, is one of the main reasons that people will stop and then have a read of the post text. So images are really important. Underneath that, we have what's called the ad headline. And here they're telling us immediately, save $60. They've got little crystals there to grab attention. And underneath that, there's called the display URL. Now, you can see that theirs is choosemuse.com, whereas their website is probably just muse.com. So Choose Muse, they're trying to use a psychological trigger there as a call to action to get you to choose Muse. Underneath that, of course, you've got the typical reactions. This post happens to have only had 9 likes, but that's where you can love and do wow and anger and all that sort of thing. And then over here on the right is the button, which is a call to action button, and there are a number of different ones that you can choose from. Download, learn more, watch more, shop now. So this is a very, very direct sale type of ad. It's asking you to shop now, and it's giving you a discount of saving $60. So they're not beating around the bush at all. Underneath that, again, is a subtle but very powerful psychological trigger, and it's all the social metrics. It's this particular ad has been viewed by 44,000 people, or at least 44,000 times, and it's got 5 comments on this particular ad. So they're all the elements of an ad, but once you've learnt those elements, they are the ones that you then go about needing to write or put together when you are putting your ad. Of course, some of the elements like the similar others and the number of views, that's all reported by Facebook, but you'll need to come up with the post text and the image and the ad headline and the display URL. And that's it. That's the anatomy of an ad. So I just thought I'd show you a few different ads because there's some just tend to work better than others. So this is an ad from a software application called Zoho. And when you look at it, it's got a person in it, but it does tend to look like a brand that is advertising to you, or a company that is advertising to you. Here's one by a company called Designer. It's a software app. And again, it looks like that, okay? It looks like some kind of advertisement. Here is another one. This is by MailChimp. And again, it is an advertisement, looks like an ad in your newsfeed. And no doubt these can work and be successful. But if we change the tone a little bit, this is a mate of mine who actually has a program, like a workshop, seminar, and retreat business for men. And he's advertising that. It's looking a little less like an ad, the images. And then we get right to this one here, which is just showed up in my newsfeed. It's a self-defense company. And they've actually got a video showing or demonstrating self-defense in their dojo. And that doesn't look like a fancy corporate ad. It looks like real people demonstrating what's really going on in their dojo. So it's very personable. And these types of ads tend to do very well inside Facebook. And here is another ad, and this is an ad that I'm running for my wife, Rhoda. Rhoda's a dietitian. She specializes in body transformation. She's a fitness model, and so she helps athletes who really want to transform their body and change their body composition. And so if you look at that ad compared to another one of those corporate ads, the thing I want you to notice is just how different they actually are. Because even though they're both sponsored, one is by a person, one's by a company. One looks like an ad, another one just looks like a photo. It looks very native is the word we use, very native to Facebook. It just looks like the kind of photo that we would put up. And in fact, it was a photo that we put up. Now, what we tend to find is that for the type of advertising you'll need to do in order to attract people into your practice or facility, those types of ads on the left that just look like real people, they tend to do a lot better than something that looks like a corporate ad. Because when you think about it, how fast does it take someone to swipe past your ad? And if they feel like it is a corporate company trying to send them a brand message, then they will tend to swipe right past it, as opposed to trying to capture their attention by something that looks native to Facebook. So in the end, you test both. You don't really know what's going to work until you test them. And that's the beauty of Facebook, is how quickly and inexpensively you can test. And to give you an idea of that, you could run 2 ads that look like this, one that is more just an everyday photo, and one that looks like it's all been designed and styled. And you could literally spend $5 a day for 3 days and on each ad, So that's $15 on each ad. That's $30 in total, and you would know which one was doing better. So it's very inexpensive to test on Facebook. Now, the particular strategy that I'm using for Rhoda's ad here is actually when people click on it, they go through to a landing page. So that's the other term. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's just a specific page on the internet, so usually on your website, that doesn't have any navigation, no menu, no blog, no homepage, no about page. It's a very specific page that has one action only on it, and in this case it's to download Rhoda's manifesto, because what she wants to do is to tell people her story about how she did reach a point in her life where she really had to take a stand for herself and make a big change, and she did that, and she's got that story in her book, which also educates people all about the type of dietary approach and the eating plans that she has for people. So they read the book and they really connect with her, and that's the way that she introduces clients. So you can see here it says Rhoda Lucas. That's a person, not a company. The text at the top just says we all reach that point in life where we have to rise up and take a stand for ourselves, and that's exactly right. That's her being authentic. That's her message. You can see the ad headline is free download. A mum of two and a dietitian turns her life around, and that custom URL is Ripped Elegance, which is her website, rippedelegance.com/free book. Right, so when they click through on that, they go through to that landing page, which is here. Now, this is one particular strategy. It's where you send people from an ad directly to a page where you're asking them to put their name and email in to download something. Now, of course, this means that you need a couple of things on your page. You need, one, a book or something for them to download, which actually takes time to write. And you also need the ability to capture people's names and emails in a form like I'm showing you on this image. Now, all of that can take time. It works incredibly well. That's why we're using it. But it's not the only way. And in fact, on the webinar, I'm going to show you an even simpler way without needing to have a book for them to download and without needing them to put their name and email in. An even simpler way for you to attract people into your practice or your facility without even needing to have that in place. It's a great asset to do, but there's no reason why you have to take 3 or 6 months to get a book written and set up all this other tech when you can just use the strategy I'm going to show you on the webinar. So look, I hope you've enjoyed that little brief introduction into the ads that are running, how people just swipe through their newsfeed on their mobile, and the different types of ads that you can show them. And I really am looking forward to seeing you on the webinar when you come through.